Good morning. Big up to all you, everyone joining me. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, and you know what it is, guys. It's the morning updates, Manchester United news, and a little bit of my views as well as yours in the chat. How are you doing this morning, guys? I hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying the day. It can only be one of those things, and yo, it's not too bad, but there's some bad news and there's some good news, guys. You know, there's some reports coming out that the deal with Wan Bissaka is off to West Ham as they move and switch targets. Deal has been too complicated by the fact, as we spoke yesterday, Wan Bissaka wants to get his money all in one go. So it's going to be one of those things. It does not look like Wan Bissaka is going to be going to West Ham anymore. Let's hope there's some options coming up later on, possibly, you know, where he goes to Inter on a swap deal. Let's see how it goes, guys. But some other news coming in right now. Sander Berge, very excited about the deal, possibly receiving a 60K per week offer from Manchester United. That's another bit of interesting news. Will he be one of our midfielders coming in? Big up to you guys coming in. What's going on with Joe Blackman? Big up to you, my brother. Hi, everyone. If you're waiting with me, let's show the channel some love and drop a like. Big up to you, bro. Compost Smurf, this window is quickly becoming a disaster. Well, guys, what I can say about that is that there's some reports coming in right now where we're still in the race to get the pairing from Bayern Munich, and I'm talking about Mazraoui and De Ligt. It looks like Man United will be moving and willing to pay that 55 million payout to secure both targets. Let's see if that happens in the next upcoming days. It's possible that it will happen probably this weekend. Let's see how it goes. I know that there's been some reports that we might be moving away from the deal. And yes, there were reports that the Mazraoui deal, but getting him solo might cost us a whopping extra £10 million. But I've been hearing that there's still the double deal for 55 million is still on the table. And guys, if we are willing to take £30 million for McTominay, getting De Ligt and Mazraoui for 55 doesn't really sound like such a bad deal if I was to quote my buddy Themba from the private chat. You know what I mean? I think it's one of the deals that we could be doing. What are your thoughts in the comments, guys? Let me know what you're thinking on that. You know, Manchester United going ahead with a deal. Also, some other news coming in right now is that Manchester United have presented a deal to FOFANA. Let's see if his attention will be coming in focus to Man United, as there are some reports coming in that AC Milan are preparing to shift their attention to Emmanuel Koné, leaving Man United a free run to Youssouf Fofana. Guys, I'm going to bring that story to the stage so you guys can read it along. You know what I mean? I don't make the news. I'm just reporting on it. And AC Milan are shifting their attention to Emmanuel Koné, leaving Man United a free run at Youssouf Fofana. Manchester United have received a boost as AC Milan have begun to look at Emmanuel Koné as an alternative to AS Monaco's Youssouf Fofana. Fofana played 35 games last season for Monaco in all competitions, scoring 4 and assisting 4 more goals. United have been looking for a new midfield option since they cooled their pursuit of Manuel Ugarte due to his colossal asking price set by Paris Saint-Germain. This has been seen, many names thrown up in the transfer roulette wheel, such as Martin Zubimendi, Sander Berge, and Sofiane Amrabat. One name that has been gaining more traction of late is Fofana, despite the fact it was assumed that AC Milan would win the race for the Frenchman. But as was relayed here yesterday, Serie A giants fear another hijack from United, as in the case of Joshua Zirkzee. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Are you willing to take, which are your favorite options of Martin Zubimendi, Sander Berge, Fofana, or Sofiane Amrabat? I would have to say I would pretty much like the Martin Zubimendi as the main option if we're not getting Ugarte anymore. But I think Fofana is a decent choice. You know what I mean? If we get Fofana and one more, I think it would be much more encouraging for the team. But right now, I'm actually thinking we definitely need to go in back on that De Ligt and Mazraoui deal and just pay the money. You know what I'm saying, guys? Italian reports now confirm while Milan have not given up on Fofana, they are preparing to look at other targets. Accepting a deal is far from inevitable. Corriere dello Sport report that Emmanuel Kone's stock is rising for the midfield due to the stalemate in negotiations for FOFANA with Monaco, which has led the Rossoneri management to rekindle the trail for the 23-year-old from Borussia Mönchengladbach. The Bundesliga side have also received news that the player would like to leave. Milan are willing to wait a few more days for Fofana, but they are aware that the wait-and-see strategy carries its own risks as the rumors of United's interest are getting louder and louder. The paper states that AC Milan are still the player's priority as of now, but slow negotiations between clubs could make him change his mind. Corriere dello Sport are not the only Italian source running the story, as La Gazzetta dello Sport also corroborate the interest in Kone. The report, despite the main road being Fofana, the candidacy of Manu Kone is gaining ground, who is preparing to take on Spain in the Olympic final for France. The price of Kone is reportedly 50 million euros, so would likely suit AC Milan better as they already bid 14 million for Fofana last month. Were Milan to shift their focus to the Olympic star, it would represent a major advantage for United to pull off the signing of Fofana, as the club's biggest roadblock to a deal would have been removed. Guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know what you're thinking. I'm a little bit iffy on the Fofana deal, guys. I won't lie to you. This guy loses the ball 14 times per game, every game on average, as a low average, guys. So it's one of those things for me. If Man United fans could handle that in the midfield while, dealing with all his other positives, because I think that's the only negative of the player, then it's going to be a good deal for Man United. I actually think we need a destroyer, so I'm actually preferring like we do the deal for Ugarte, whether we do it on a loan or whatever. Also, Fabrizio has not corroborated any reports that Man United are no longer looking at Ugarte. He also has not corroborated any reports that says we are moving away from the deal for De Ligt or Mazraoui. And I would like to take that time to focus that this might be seen as something that it might not be a certainty, that we might be still in for those players. And let's hope, because those are the best possible options to come in and improve our squad, in my honest opinion. Big up, guys. Let us know what you're thinking. I don't think we are getting anyone else. I did expect this before the transfer window. Yeah, Yali, we were all talking before the window. We didn't expect much things to be done. At least we were hoping that we would see some outgoings, you know what I mean, that would shake things up in the dressing room. At the same time, in my honest opinion, looking at preseason, I was pretty impressed by the fact that the fringe players and young players pairing up into a team, and maybe one or two, maybe a few first teamers, let's say 5 or 6 on average, they were still able to create chances and play the way we wanted to play without some of our key starters not being present. So it was a little bit of a boost in a way, but I definitely think we need to bring in a midfield option and a defender, most certainly, so that we can continue to play that high line, even if Lisandro Martinez does not happen to be fit. So I'm definitely hoping that we do get the De Ligt deal over the line and certainly bring in a midfielder, hopefully a Manuel Ugarte. I hope the source is not One Football. Nah, this morning I'm not using One Football, bro. I'm on to Florian Plettenberg and, Fabrizio Romano. You know what I mean? I gotta do the namesake some justice. If I'm Fabrication Romano, I gotta do Fabrizio Romano as well. This is a great club being held to ransom by bum players refusing to leave, and that's the major talking point, guys. You know what I mean? How could I'm not blaming Wan Bissaka. At the end of the day, he is in his right. He has a contract. The club deserves to honor the contract. They made those terms themselves and signed that agreement. So therefore, they cannot be mad. But at the same time, come on, brother. You know what I mean? Like, these players claim to love Manchester United, but clearly we're seeing the ones that love the club and the ones that don't. Because I'm not saying that, he doesn't deserve his money. I'm saying, but he could probably have said to them, listen, I'll move to the club, and in the next 2 to 5 years, you can pay me my money. You know what I mean? It's not like if he's going there for a depreciated value, he's probably going to earn 90 to 100K at West Ham. I don't see that being a problem where Man United is good for it. Don't you think so, guys? You know what I mean? It's a difficult situation. The mistakes and the mismanagement of this club for the last decade has put us in a deep hole, guys. And I want to assure you, that while it looks really bleak, there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. There will be some ways out of the situation. maybe the last ditch situation is to just pay the money for the players we want on offer and even possibly pay off one or two of these players' contracts. Wan Bissaka's payout would cost us somewhere in the region of £3 million. I think it's something we could consider. You know what I mean? When you look at what the value of his moving would be, it might not be ideal situation, but it's something that might be a solution for the greater good moving forward. At least we're looking at other targets we wouldn't have been before. That's an honest statement as well. You know, the other fact is that we have lots of players who have agreed to personal terms with Manchester United as well. So it's not like if, you know, we're negotiating for a player and then we have to wait for them to agree terms. The players already agreed terms in most cases, so are now willing to come to Man United. So it's going to be a definite benefit to Manchester United in some way, shape, or form. Guys, I see a lot of you are here. Don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. It really helps the channels grow. Don't forget, I'm streaming on Mark and MUFC Fan, guys. And if you're watching on MUFC Realist TV, don't forget to smash a like there for Mick and the lads. You know what I mean? There will be some streams later from Mick and the guys. But this morning, I got the keys bringing you the transfer update. Big up to you guys coming in. Stay locked in for more. Stephen Lynch is coming in. Could you imagine Keen Pally or Robo refusing to leave the club? We have a bunch of greedy mercenaries playing for the club. Stephen Lynch, bro. You know what I mean? I agree with you 100%, my brother. I agree, bro. Like, I don't understand. Like, I do understand in one way the fact that, you know, it is their money. They have a contract. But at the same time, for all the years that we've paid them handsomely, and we've had, it's a mutual symbiosis where we gave them and they gave us. You know, they could do us a favor, but you know what? Sometimes we're not that lucky. It's just a Manchester United situation at the moment. Okasun Sheriff is coming in. Good morning, bro. I'm really well, bro. Having a good day. You know what I mean? I hope you are well. I hope you guys are enjoying your morning thus far. Compost Moves, the season starts in 8 days. We still haven't improved the first team. Yeah, bro, it's going to be difficult. There are some reports coming in right now, guys. Let's touch on some other extraneous reports coming in. And one of those reports right now currently coming in is on a striker, an attacking player. Funny enough, you guys are probably going to laugh at this. We have been looking, there's been some reports that Manchester United hold an interest in a winger, Nicolas Gonzalez. And guys, guess where Nicolas Gonzalez plays? Nicolas Gonzalez plays at Fiorentina, guys. What is Amrabat possibly thinking about this situation? And it's reported that Manchester United have an interest in the winger. You know, Man United have reportedly turned their attention to Fiorentina attacker Nicolas Gonzalez. The Red Devils went through large stretches of the season where they struggled to find the net. And, you know what I mean? The club have already tried to address the issue by bringing in Joshua Zirkzee, and with Jadon Sancho back involved in the senior team, there are more options to call on. Nonetheless, despite the club's difficulties in selling players, new co-owners Ineos are still looking to add talent to the squad before the closure of the window. It has been rumored that they may look to add more depth, with Ivan Toney once again recently linked. Spanish outlet Marca have reported that United have a surprise candidate on their radar to bolster their attack. It's reported that the latest target is now being discussed at Old Trafford, undoubtedly gives a high margin for surprise. The British have their agenda, none other than Nicolas Gonzalez, the 26-year-old Argentine who is a key piece of Fiorentina, described as a player of great quality and someone who's undoubtedly liked by big teams. His transfer will be likely require a high outlay. The Argentine who won the Copa America in 2021 was in fine form last season, netting 16 goals and providing 5 assists as Fiorentina reached the final of the Conference League. The 26-year-old is labeled as a very versatile offensive player that can fulfill multiple roles. He has the speed and the trickery, one in the 1-versus-1 of a winger, the vision to find space of an attacking midfielder, and the ability to get into good finishing positions as well as convert them of a striker. Should United find a way of selling Anthony or indeed Jadon Sancho moves on, the side would be a little light in the wing areas, and there's no doubt Gonzalez's versatility could come in useful. In addition to Rasmus Højlund's 6-week injury layoff, the start of the season has heaped pressure on the new addition Joshua Zirkzee, so the arrival of another goal scorer would certainly aid the Dutchman's settling period. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? I think this is a really interesting article coming in. because Nicolas Gonzalez has been performing really well. I did expect our scouts to be looking at him, but I didn't expect us to be that interested that we'll be looking to make a deal. Big up to you. What's good? What's good? Big up to Abdullah Irwan. Big up my bro on the road to 1K. Come on, let's get there, guys. What if United don't want to pay though? Well, that's a problem, Joe. Like, at the same time, we could all sit here and argue, speculate what's happening, what's going on, but we are facing setback after setback, not only with Wan Bissaka refusing to move on, but also demanding payment to move on. At the same time, there's been some reports about Matthias de Ligt coming in. There's also been some reports that, we are still negotiating the deal for that player. So I'm not too surprised that we have not spent the money just yet. To be fair, guys, Manchester United have been moving in such a way this summer that we're only doing deals on our terms, as you can see. You know what I mean? There are reports coming out contrary to what Fabrizio Romano has been saying over the last 6 hours, where he reported in his last update that Man United are still discussing terms for Matthias de Ligt as well as Musa Mazwari. But there are some reports coming out this morning that we're seriously considering walking away from this deal. And in my honest opinion, guys, what is more profitable to the club right now is that we stay and we do this deal. We could argue about the spend later, but if we don't get these players in, we are going to be in a deficit come the season. We are going to be with the same defense that we had last season. Actually, it's going to be weaker because we lost Kwambala. We also lost Varane. It's going to be a mass, bro. It's going to be crazy. Good morning to Casimir. Big up to you, Thomas. Ineos need to get their shit together. They've been talking a big game, and it seems like they underestimated these average players' lack of ambition and greed. 100%. They need to back Ten Hag, otherwise this is embarrassing. Full facts, my bro. We're going to be shorter than last season where we had an injury crisis. We're going to have to promote at least 8 or 9 youngsters to really bolster the squad. It's going to be a ridiculous situation if we don't get some transfers done. You know what I mean? Please. Anyway, we need to add this Richard Rios guy into the mix. Well, there have been some reports on Richard Rios, my bro, and I don't think you're going to like, because there are some reports coming in about him from Palmeiras, and they don't see him as a player that they need to sell this summer, guys. And the problem with this is, now that they don't see him as a player that they need to sell, and he has a 90 million release clause, guys. This is what's happening right now with Richard Rios. We are very much interested, and we would have signed him if he did not have that 90 million euro release clause. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if we're still going to try to negotiate with Palmeiras, but they've just made over 200 million pounds with the sale of Endrick, Estavo Willian. They've also sold Louis Gullahelm to West Ham, and they have just recently sold another player. So it's one of those things where this club has made a shit ton of money, guys. They don't need to do a deal on the cheap. You know what I mean? They don't need to do us any favors. So it's going to be a very difficult situation, especially with that release clause in his contract. I should also add, even the foreign players are dead wood. Like ETH, he done stupid signings. I don't know what you're talking about, bro, because Erik ten Hag doesn't really sign anyone. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, bro. The players that came into the club, they all performed in their first season. They and all the players generally had a bad season last season, so you can't really say that. You know what I mean? One season good, one season bad doesn't make them all bad. When you have multiple bad seasons, then you have to look at the case. As the Glazers used to spend 200 mil-ish without sales when we finished outside the CL, what have we spent so far? About 40 million. Less than that, my brother. We spent 33 million in total this summer so far. We spent 17 million on the Joshua Zirkzee deal, 13.5 million on the deal for Leny Yoro, and we spent 2.5 million on securing Dan Ashworth. That's where we spent our money so far this summer, guys. Good morning to you, barman. Big up to you. Welcome, my brother. Welcome. It's a good day, so I try to be cheery and happy. It's just how I roll, my bro. Optimism all the way. United have to do many deals on the line, just waiting for here we go. And that's an interesting point, Okasun. As you know, there's at least 4 players that have agreed terms with Manchester United. Manuel Ugarte, I'm talking about Nusa Mazraoui, as well as Matthijs de Ligt. And in a recent days, it seems like Centerback has also accepted the terms on offer by Manchester United. There has been a report coming out that Centerback is very excited about the bumper to his contract, what he's been offered to come and play for Manchester United. You know what I mean? It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to show you guys the story. This is what's being reported in the current moment right now on the news on Centerback. Let's get into this really quickly. And Centerback has been said to be very keen. Report claims that Man United are willing to offer 100K per week contract to this alternative. And guys, I'm trying to figure out why the hell are we offering this guy 100K per week? I mean, he's coming from the Championship and Burnley. What has he done? He's won nothing. Maybe he's won the Championship with Burnley, but they finished dead last season. They were smashed up by every team that they played. You know what I'm saying? What has this guy done to deserve 100K per week? This is the crazy things that we're doing that makes me feel like, what is this insanity, bro? Might as well if we're gonna offer this guy 100K, we might as well just sign Rabiot on a free. And this is my honest word, guys, because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, bro. We talk about wages, but that is ridiculous. Any CB of quality is going to exactly compose. I would put us up to United to signing players because United just buy shit. Tired of protecting the rubbish. I don't know how long we need to do with the dead wood. A line has to be drawn in the sand. Pav, he will be here. Just remember I told you they're going to come. They will be here, bro. They will be here. Trust that. We are even more short. Casemiro and Eriksen have lost all mobility. They can be serious options this season, 100%. But it's really interesting, as we all saw Christian Eriksen at the Euros a few weeks ago, covering some of the most minutes for Denmark. Yet he plays for Manchester United. He causes Will Fish to be injured with a hospital pass. This guy, bro, this guy needs to leave my club, bro, to be fair. And for walking away and staying on our position, the stupid Man United tax has to be cleared. 100% in some instances, I will agree with that. I think when it comes to signing de Ligt, we got to get that deal done. We are short in the defense department. 2 defenders currently that we had last season. We don't have them anymore. You know what I mean? United will struggle if no fresh add-ons on the defense line. 100%. Every player United signed, we the fans have to watch their deficiencies. It's not on. Why don't we fans have to suffer watching? Why do we fans have to suffer watching players and what they can't do? Exactly, 100%. If Premier said that, it means they want to ask for high prices. Forget about it. Yeah, I would walk away from Richard Rios as well, 100%. Compost, if we are offering Sanderberg 100K, that's mad. That's crazy. When you back bad players, you deserve to fail. It's best backing the kids. They can't be blamed. 100%. I would promote a lot of the youngsters, and I would say, you know what? Get de Ligt, get Ugarte, and let's supplement the rest of the team with youngsters. That's what I would do. That's where I would spend the money. Big up to you, Stuart Wally. What's good, bro? Yo, Stuart, I wanted to ask you a favor. I wanted to send you a little clipping of a cousin of mine who is playing for the national team. It's pretty good, 20 years old. I wanted to ask you something about that. But, if you have some time, send a message through Jarvis for me. Let me know, bro. Eriksen looked 28 again at the Euros, but, for Man United, he looks like he's 38, guys. He's Norwegian international. Sander Berger can be a solid buy. Not for 100K per week, bro. He's not worth that. He's not even worth paying 50K per week, my brother. He's done nothing. He's finished. He's played for Burnley. They finished 20th. They conceded the most goals, the most attacks. They had the worst statistics of any football team in the Premier League all season last season, bro. How are we going to buy this guy and give him 100K? I'm not saying don't buy the guy, but I'm saying you cannot offer him 100K a week. That's mad. You know what I mean? Exactly, bro. He doesn't even deserve McTominay 70K per week. He has to earn that. He has to come to United and prove himself in that midfield. Then he can get a pay rise. I think we're doing too much right now. I think they're making some bad decisions, bro. I think this is a bad choice. This is frustrating, bro. Like I was convinced. I heard some reports. This guy was on the radio, the national radio in Spain, talking about he doesn't want to leave his boyhood club. He wants to play one more season for Real Sociedad. And then I hear he's he's accepting a contract from Liverpool in 24 hours of negotiation. I'm like, what? That shit is crazy, bro. That shit is crazy, Almac. United, I don't know, bro. I would like to say we should just go in there and pay the 60 million and get this guy, but at the same time, I actually think that Ugarte is the profile of DM that suits us better. But yeah, I would hate for them to get Zubimendi in any regards. Big up, my bro. We'll set it up, bro. Hope you. I'll talk to Jarvis later, bro. Oh, big up, Mick. Good morning to the gaffer. Hope you're well. Grab your coffee, jump in. Let's hear what you have to say. You have to corroborate some of these stories. Remember where we were told Zuxi would be on 120K, but he's less than half. 100%. I agree with that. So this is what I'm saying, guys. You know, if it's 100K with and bonuses and stuff, and depending on performance, I could still accept that. But if it's a basic base plan of 100K, nah, bro. I have watched games of this guy, right? I've watched games of this guy. He is slower than Amrabat, bro. He is not quick. He's not running. He's not leaving. He's not catching Toby Collier anytime this week. You know what I mean? So, in my honest opinion, Toby Collier is a better option than Sanderberger. Sanderberger is good, but he does not have the pace of a Toby Collier, bro. He's tackling is not his strong point. It's his weakest proficiency in all his stats. So in a way, for me, it's like, what are we bringing him here for? Is he going to come in as an 8 or is he going to come in as a 6? Because he's definitely not suited to being the destroyer that we need in our midfield. So it's interesting. But the gaffer is here. Big up to Mick Ruby. Good morning, my brother. Hope you're well.
Good morning. Good morning. Trick question for you, Mark, in the VR room. What do you call a hamburger in Dubai?
A Sandburger.
Sanderburger, yeah. Good morning. Reckless Me is in here having my thoughts and morning coffee, coming in late and raw. What are you rumbling about, Mark? What's going on? What's cooking in Ten Hag's kitchen?
I
What we are
mean,
missing out?
the cooking has been looking kind of complicated right now. You know, there
It's
have been some
very,
reports by
oh my
Fabrizio that we're
God.
still in for Dalit and Mazraoui. There's also been some reports that, you know, from other journalists that we are threatening to walk away from the deal. You know, and there's some reports coming in that we're about to offer Sanderberger 100K per week.
Yeah, I mean, Sanderberg is a good player. I mean, I cannot lie. I mean, of course, Sanderberg didn't have the career trajectory from when he left from Norway. I mean, Burnley, of course, he played under the system of what's his face that got the Burnley relegated and got the top dream job with Bayern. But he wanted to play more progressive football, so he played Sanderberg more of an advanced role. But if you look at his past career, he's an excellent number 6 can play hybrid as well. But in terms of the reports, doesn't really make sense because I just go like, okay, there's numerous of journalists that don't have a freaking Scooby Doo at the moment, right? The LIGT is still on, Ugarte is still on. This Frimpong story does not really make sense if we are agreeing personal terms already with Mazarawi, because that's basically a straight swap for Frimpong. No, not Frimpong, but Dumfries
Mm.
and Wan Bissaka. So listen, there's a lot of untanglement to be done, and I'm saying that. I said it in yesterday's stream. This 3 weeks left of the transfer window, you will see massive movements. You will see how deals are interlinked with each other, and journalists are creating a shitstorm, like trying to sort of understand. But guys, it's so complicated, like because hey, we're doing deals with PSG regarding Ugarte that is still on 100% loan. there's a lot of things, but this is United trying to say we will not put our one egg in the basket. We will look at multiple options just in case this doesn't happen. So yeah, cool. Edison, yes. There's a lot of guesswork going on at the moment, so I'm just all right, cool and composed. Van Bissaka's story, what was that about? Like, that he demands higher wages, but he already agreed personal terms already weeks ago.
Well, what's the issue is what they're saying it's not possible is because what they're saying is Wan Bissaka. It's not that he did not agree terms. What he's saying is that we owe him 2.5 million if he leaves this summer. We have to pay out the last year of his contract. So it's in his
Yeah.
contract. We negotiated this deal. Yes, I am
Okay.
upset, but at the same time,
Well,
it's
this
what's
comes into yesterday's what we talked about from what we uncovered, and that was Phil Brown that sort of said that himself because players in 1 year on left on his contract, they made some stupid idea to say they will have some form of cut when they get if they get moved on. If you remember that, right?
yeah.
So that's inept, and this is what Ineos is now trying to untangle, right? But I think he will go to West Ham. West Ham has been reported that they've signed all these targets, and now he's high. He's on the list right now. I would just say cut your fucking losses. Just take 10 million and run. If you get 22, 23 million for Scott Mctomminay, take it and go, right? Because what you're going to do, you're going to start the season with players that you don't want to be there. Lindelof, Scott McTominay, and Wan Bissaka. So there's got to be a point where the current regime is looking like, okay, this is mission impossible. Just take what we can get and just, I know they're trying to keep up the face to say we will not get mugged. We are trying to do this, the new revolution, the new Manchester United. But sometimes you just need to cut the losses. You know what I mean?
100%. I
And
totally
Maguire and
agree with that.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same thing with Maguire last season. I mean, we need to be doing some business. I mean, I'm not saying that we can't be fair to find the season with somebody transfers that we have make some of the additions that coming from the youth, but that's largely being hopeful in the sense that
Yeah.
you're hoping some of these young players hit the ground running. We would expect Xerxes as well to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean? You're expecting when Leny Yoro come back in,
Yeah.
in in October to be fit for the rest of the season. These are the kind of things we would be expecting based on for the season to improve next season.
No.
Now, while with the players being fit, if what we have right now are core fit players, if we could keep them fit, we are already a bit better than last season. My biggest
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
problem
Hundred
though
percent.
is
Hundred
in the
percent.
defensive line, we are actually weaker than last season, losing Kwambala and Varane. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Gombala needs to be replaced. Varane needs to be replaced. There's two centre backs. We bought Leny Yoro in. We need to get at least one more. And big up Al Mac as well. So I agree what you were saying there. Like, our players getting greedy. Jarvis and Stu Woolley, you did a Jarvis corner on Monday. You talked about this one. Like, of course, you got 1 year left on your contract. Wake up, smell the coffee. The most sensible thing that United could do is just to bring in Mazraoui and force Wan Bissaka to leave because this is a message. You got Ten Hag and the company needs to talk to him and say, you're not going to get minutes. We're going to buy this player, right? That's the thing, right? And they're sitting there, both McTominay and Wan Bissaka, Lindelof, and all of them thinking like, yeah, it's the same like last season. I'm going to get minutes. They're going to be picking me. But at the same time, you got to, if you love this club, you got to understand what's better for the better, like, in terms of development. And this is where we are at the moment. Like, this is where a lot of fans are getting frustrated, like, because we are definitely stuck at the moment. We're stuck in quicksand because of these players that want to leave or they demand higher wages or keeping the club for ransom, right? So for me, it's cut the losses, just cut the naval cord and let him go, you know, because I'm always being a bit advocate to say we're building a squad for the future. So we started well, but we are stuck in there because, Wan Bissaka is the spider web, like, the spider in the middle. But I certainly believe that, Bayern has been utilizing the Leny Euro injury because Rafaela Pimenta had an agreement regarding the fee, 50 million for two. But as soon as the Leny Euro situation came, they went, we're going to have some more money. And if they agree with West Ham for Mazarawi on 70.4 million, they're now being cheeky mugs to say we want 22, 25. But they already accepted 17.5. But they didn't have agreement with Rafaela Pimenta on that agent side. So Yeah, I mean, the latest reports from Fabrizio also said that there will be movements, there will be De Ligt, there will be Mazarawi, and I don't see him saying anything about Dumfries swap deal. Like, so that's back on again. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm like in a way, I'm like Wizard, right? I really wanted Calafiori. I think Calafiori was a chance for United to signal to our defense we changing, right? Okay, we didn't get him. We linked to Delete. I was like, okay, Delete was an option I didn't think was possible because I know a lot of the fans not too happy about shopping in the Ajax camp, shopping for Dutch players. So I didn't expect this to happen, and now that it
no,
happened, cool. He
cool.
ticks all the boxes. All right, cool. But to say that we're gonna walk away from this deal make for over £5 million when a lot of fans are complaining that we want to get 30 million for McTominay. Miss me right now, bro. Pay that
Yeah,
5 million extra. Get Dillit in. It's not a matter of want, it's a matter of necessity at this point because we two defenders sub. We lose two defenders, bro. It's like and two of the best defenders and the best one and the most promising youngster. So
yeah.
we have to
But
replace that.
yeah, no, I wanted to sort of comment on Zubamendi. I mean, that's Liverpool doing Swift. But the thing is, guys, if United don't want to pay £50 million for Ugarte, what do you think they're going to go in and pay 50 million for Zubamendi? Zubamendi has been one of their lists. Yeah, he's a good player, but is it really what United want? They always look at that destroyer type because they're going to play like the destroyer type, the pure CDM to pick up the ball, shield the defense, and pass simple passes forward to the final third. For the number eights and tens and the wingers to pick up. So there's always been the game plan by the looks of it. Now, can a 35 million pound Burnley player like called Sunderberg can do it? Yes, he can. Right? He can, definitely can. You know. So either it's that they say, well, you're not our priority, we're just utilizing that name. And Liverpool, if they get him, good luck, fantastic player, but he was always on United's list, right? So that means that we will not pay 50 million in release clause for this Zubamendi guy. Well, if you're looking not to pay 50 million for Ugarte, so most likely, again, this is kind of getting really messy now with the Jadon Sancho and the valuation 60 million. They're evaluating Ugarte on 60. So there might be a possibility from a swap deal market as well, right? Like for like. Or I think that United would just go in, listen, you bought in a lot of players. You know what? Bayern wants to buy Desiree Do as well. Bayern wants to get a lot of players in. But it's been reported even by what's his name, Plettigol, that the ones that they are depending on leaving is the Ligt. Who else was it? Um, De Ligt, shit, I can't even think. Mazraoui, and also that winger, what's his name?
Gonzalez.
No, 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 the winger, Kingsley Coleman as well. Yeah, so they're dependent on to get those out of the door as well. So Bayern is
Oh,
stuck
okay.
because of this. Bayern needs to move on. Everyone needs to move on, right? So eventually, Advantage United, they can grind it out. There's been no reports to saying that they walked away. I think it's a PR spin for the gallery. They're still in for Ugarte. He's the number one choice target, and they will go for him. And I think he will come in and alone. But what I said, the most critical for me is to get De Ligt in the door, right? because of,
100%.
because of the centre back situation, right? We cannot go into the Premier League to play McTominay and Leacher. That's just no, sorry, Maguire and Leacher. That doesn't work, right? I'd rather than play like Leacher and some Reese Bennett or something like that, some youngster, right?
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Reece Bennett come into that defense. I actually would suggest that they put young Oganai next to
Oh,
next to
Guyana, yeah,
um to Lissandro because I think Oganai would provide the best partnership in terms of what youngster we have left. Physical, very quick. He takes good direction, so he could follow the lead of
yeah.
Alessandro, and he would have the experience around him. Dalot there, you know what I mean? That's one of those things.
Yeah, I agree with Wizard. Like, and I'm pissed off about the players, like they're demanding a payoff to leave. Like, just get out, get on your bike ride, go play football as well. But there's these greedy agents that are looking to make money. You know what I mean? That's it. It's the agent that is putting the spanner in the wheel here. Like, Um, so at the end of the day, what it comes down to Van Bissaka, you're going to get first minutes playing in West Ham. first team starter, McTominay, you're going to be a big part of the plan, And this is Fulham also to say, well, we are looking at other targets as well because they don't want to pay more than 25. You know what I mean? They don't. So what it comes down to, end of the day, I repeat myself again, it's just sometimes you just have to cut the losses because you sell McTominay, you still get a profit. You get Van Bissaka out of the door, you solve the problem. That means that you can play more advanced fullback, they've got more qualities. You get rid of Lindelof, 10 million, 5 million to Fenerbahce. Fantastic. That's off the wage bill. And then you can get in better players at the end of the day.
Yeah, I see Almac saying Ugarte is suited to professional football, but it was the same for Rodri. I don't know correct me if I'm wrong, guys, here, but I've been watching Man City with Rodri for the last 4 or 5 seasons, right? And in Rodri's first 2 seasons, I recall he was just a destroyer as well. He grew into that role of being a ball playing destroyer DM, in my honest opinion. And I think Ugarte, being 23 years old, is basically the same prototype. You know what I mean? He had the same potential. And in my honest opinion, he's the only one of the DMs that actually is best suited for tackling. He's the best tackler amongst the DMs that we have. And he's one of the best destroyers. He has the highest average in terms of performance. His engine is the best. We know he's going to be performing there for 90 minutes. He has
Yeah,
very good pace and recovery pace. And he
yeah.
knows the job. So for me, it more like profiles. We don't need 11 ball playing footballers because
No,
then
but
we have
Ugarte is a system player, so it's never going to be a ball carrier. That's not his role, right? And that's why you're looking to bring in Ugarte and have potentially Toby Collier, or he simply will just pick up the ball, give it to Maino, give it to the final third, and that's his job. He's there
yeah.
to cover the ground. Like, he's got bundles of energy. He can cover this single pivot by himself as well, right? But did you cover about Victor Lindelof's massive wage demands holding up the deal? And this is again like players blocking it because they want silly money, right?
No, I didn't cover the part on Lindelof yet. So if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's apparently a report coming out 42 minutes ago. If I share the screen, if you allow me to share the screen here. Hang on a second. Big up, people. Good morning to you. Let's start with some positive vibes. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Listen, it comes in following that Victor Lindelof massive wage demands holding up departure from Manchester United. What does that mean at the end of the day? Let's dive into the story that was published 42 minutes ago. Let me just go. So, you have to read a lot of before you get to the final. According to the Telegraph reports, here we go. I hate this. You have to read the first 5 minutes, and the main point is coming to the end, right? Yeah,
Always.
always. The Telegraph reports that there's been tentative interest from Italy and Turkey in Lindelof, but his wages are an obstacle for the suitors. The Swedish defender reportedly earns about 120K a week, correct? And this will be what he wants, right? But that's why Fenerbahce and those kind of looking like the Turkish clubs, they want to come in and low bids and offer low salaries, and it seems to be a stumbling block, right? Does he want more money, or is it you don't want to take a pay cut for sure?
I mean, in reality, this is the funny thing, right? A lot of fans would argue a player don't want to take a wage cut, and they could understand that. But at the end of the day, this is not the same as you getting better with age in your job, getting more experience. Actually, again, worse. And when it comes to sports, in sports you are
Hmm.
depreciating asset. It's more like food stuff. You're not
Yeah,
going to pay the same price for a bread that would expire in 2 days that was freshly made.
true,
You know what I
true,
mean?
true.
So in reality, it's kind of ridiculous. Some of these players who performance dropped from when they was at their peak, at their prime, or at
Yeah.
their best, and then they
I mean,
still want to get more money to be to be
As
not
as
as
a
good.
S- as a Swede, I've been watching Lindelof, and he's coming to his peak, right? He's coming to the twilight of his career. Teams like Everton, Fenerbahce, and Galatasaray has been interesting. So I think that it would be perfect for him to finish off his career in Turkish league. But Everton, nah, I don't think so, man. Right? He's not a He's lost his pace. He doesn't have pace. He's no longer the cool and composed Victor that we used to know. So this is another deadwood that we need to get rid of, Mark, to be honest.
100%.
Hmm.
I think we definitely need to be looking at, maybe forcing out some of these players. I think United have to shift to a little bit more of an
You got to
aggressive
put your
stance.
foot down. You got to
You
put your
know,
foot down to say, Victor, you're not part of my plan. Get out.
yeah, I
I remember
mean,
Saka. We're not going to play you. We want to have a more advanced bombing forward fullback. You're blocking the development team. Get
if
out.
if
Scott,
I
we love you for scoring all these goals, but you're not going to win us titles.
you
Get
know
out.
something, as much as I keep in this energy, I would say one thing. Aaron Wan Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, I put in y'all in the under 18s. That's
Yeah.
what I would do. Go train with the under 18s. Y'all want to play? Y'all can play under 21 league games, no problem. Have a time.
Put them in
You
the
know what I
sim
mean?
bin. Put them in the
Scott,
doghouse. Yeah.
You see the thing with Scott, right? And I know understand this is where it's get a lot of fans. Scott have
Hmm.
the exact mentality and energy to be a United player. He
Yeah.
just limited in his qualities. You know what I mean? So this in the one situation where I feel like I would feel a little bit hard done to do this to Scott, but keeping the same energy for all of those players that want to come out, Christian Eriksen, even Casemiro, all five of them, I'd send them to train with the under 21s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's
big
where it
up.
is next season. That's you're playing with those guys next season. Anything
Yeah.
else?
Good
If you want
morning,
to move,
guys. We're
let me know.
trying to keep a positive vibe. Good morning, Stephanie and Niall Snedden is coming in. Guys, don't you worry, guys. What you're saying here, your comment is coming up here. Don't you worry. Despite the 2 day early signings, our incomings have stagnated, slowly turning to a typical Glazer transfer window. You kind of agree to disagree there, my friend, because you got to understand the root cause analysis of the whole situation, and this is what we're trying to provide you with an educational platform. Why is it stalling? And there's multiple factors is that been reported by some journalists to say that some players are holding it back because they want some payoff or something like that. They don't really want to leave the cushion, right? Because they see that United is on a trajectory. They're going to win trophies. They're going to win that, and they want to be still part of it. Then that's why the club has to say you're not part of the plan, right? So that's the thing. Just get it in your head. Maguire, you're not going to get minutes. You're not going to be the first team starter, right? Get out. Scott Mctomminay is saying, get out. Victor Lindelof, Aaron Wan Bissaka, Hannibal Magebury, Police Tree. These are players that are holding back the future deals, right? So we need to get this out of the door. Now we have a set targets already that we have identified that will take us to the promised land. And that is De Ligt, that is Mazarawi, that is Ugarte. And a lot of people say, well, I don't really rate Ugarte because he's not a ball player. But he's not a sexy signing, but it's a system signing. Every player plays an important part in the plan, what they want to construct. Now, if that doesn't happen, you have to look at alternatives. And this is taking a little bit of time, right? It's not just about United, it's about other clubs is also stalling the deal, right? Bayern is stalling, PSG is stalling, everyone is stalling. So this is why I'm saying just make yourself a cup of tea, relax, kick back, put your feet up, and just follow it and transpire because this is the silly season. This is where it's three legs left of the window, and you're going to see a lot of movements, to be honest, right? So I know we are living under the rock of the old Glazer regime, but this is a totally new establishment. So just put the faith in what they're doing and understand that they are trying to solve what the previous clowns, created. And yeah, I'm pissed off with that. More than that, more
Yeah, I
than what they're
mean,
trying to do.
that's the next thing I make. There's not much United could do. Now, while I disappointed in some of the situations that happening, I could only look at it from this perspective that, listen, this is a lot of shit that has been done previously by the previous regimes. Ed Woodward, John Murtaugh, Richard Arnold, these guys did these contracts, right? They put us in a situation where we have to fight for our lives to get out of this situation. And I could understand the problems that Ineos are facing now. While I could understand the problems Ineos are facing, there's two solutions. There's an aggressive solution and there's a passive solution. And I think they chose in this instance they chose a more passive solution. Now, in all fairness, I think
I
this should
think
be a summer where even if we could have only signed 3 to 5 players, instead of trying to sign seven, focus on four. You know what I mean? Two defenders, a midfielder, a striker. If
that's
anything else
that's what they've
happen,
been
we
doing.
could get
But
extra. But you see, we haven't actually done it, Mick. And I understand we agreed terms with these players, but we need to bring them in. These players coming in, at the
Well,
time they're going to
you
come
need to
in.
bring them in, but it's been negotiating on our terms as well. Like, this is a new way of doing business. But again, you stuck on also you can't put the blame on United, because you also look at the counterpart as well, what they're doing, like in
No, for
PSG,
real. No,
and
I'm not saying
for
that.
real, yeah,
I'm just saying that this is the one time for Ineos in terms of okay, perfect world thinking, right? Hypothetically, this is the one summer signing should have been finished, or the majority of signings. Let's say 3 to 4. Let's say we should have had two centre backs in by last week Monday. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
that the fans, they give the fans that energy of listen, we are prepared. And the general consensus among the fan base is that we are ill prepared. Now, while I could understand and have patience with the fact that the window has 2 3 more weeks left, we can still get these 4 maybe 5 signings in the door by the deadline day. You know what I mean? Most of the fan base
But what
thinking like
matters is that you get the players
PTSD.
in the door. What matters is that you actually get the targets in that you want as a number one targets in the door, and that's what they're trying to do, and that you get players out as well. And as I said, as long as you get them in by deadline day, I'm happy, right? But a lot of people say, well, what if we don't have them until we're playing Fulham in the first game? We're playing fucking Fulham. Come on, man. Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
I'm not worried about Fulham too much. Honestly, for me, it's not about the Fulham game. It's more about in terms of preparation. My parents always told me prepare. If you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. You know what I mean? So I'm always trying to be prepared for most things. So
Yeah.
any situation, you could always be
But
flexible in that case.
just just to put like an analogy to it, like imagine Ineos, they are the janitors at the moment, right? So what happened? Somebody just came in and pulled a hand grenade in the locker room, and it's a mess, right? So basically, what Ineos is trying to do to sweep up, to clean up, to put everything into place, right? So as per deluded, like you can never fix everything in one transfer window. There will never be a 10 out of 10 window. You know, so I know it's a lot of content right now. Oh, yeah, Ten Hag, this is going to be set up for fail. Look, it's going to happen eventually, but we have to sort of suck it up if we don't get rid of certain players that don't want to leave. And they have
100%.
contractual right to stay. Yeah. Even if you have
100%.
1 year left, you have the power because you still have the on the contract. You can't just force the player out. If I'm forcing you out from my workplace, Mark, you're going to say pay me compensation for leaving. Of course, that's what you're going to do because it's employment law. So you got to find a way how to get rid of them. And the only way to say, well, have a conversation. We are buying Mazraoui. You're not going to get minutes. So what's in your best interest as an agent, as a player? Do you want to play football? Yeah, or you want to sit on the bench and collect your money? Right? Be a passion merchant. Now, seriously, like I'm angry on this situation, but I'm trying to keep a positive vibe because I'm trying to be realistic to say they are going to solve this. At the end of the day, fans, it's not our headache. We actually have people employed to do the job, so we just have to trust them to do it.
100%. I mean, like I kind of agree with Wizard. I think Ten Hag. Like I back in Ten Hag, guys. I know some fans don't like
Yeah,
Ten
me
Hag,
too.
but I think Ten Hag have the patience to coach our team and get our team where we need to be, despite all the ups and downs and the obstacles that he's facing in terms of the transfer window. Now, and as Wizard saying, to be honest, United is a mess. But when they take over United, they don't have to do that much. You have to coach, train youth,
Yeah,
and
but
pick up best in class when the
listen,
opportunity arises. And I think that is the way we need to go. But at the same time, it's a patience. It's if everyone have the
look,
patience to
just
deal
to
with
find
this.
just a final piece on that. As I mentioned, the previous Woodward regime, right? They pulled a freaking hand grenade and they made a complete mess. Do you think it's gonna solve everything just by coming like that? No. You got all these new people in place. They are getting warm in. They're setting streamline processes to automate things. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen like that, right? So the job they're doing is freaking massive to get players in and players out, establish a new hierarchy, new culture, roles and responsibilities. We never had a sporting director before. We never had a head of recruitment. We never had all these technical directors, proper people, and never had a proper CEO that understand football. Now everyone is in place. So what are we expecting? It's going to take them as well. They're working 24/7 to get things done. Trust me. But
I mean,
after 1 year, when everything is in place, this is a kind of trial and error. They set like a strategy how we're going to attack this window. So by next year, everyone's going to know their roles and responsibilities, and you're already going to establish this culture, right? That nobody gets a second chance. You got to work for your heart. You got to work your socks off to earn your spot. If you don't
yeah.
perform, you're out of the door, mate. And we're not going to overpay your salaries. We're not going to overpay in the transfer market. We are trying to set everything in one window, which is bloody hard.
Yeah,
Trust me.
that's why I think that they shouldn't do that. That's this is just my opinion. They can't set all these in precedents in one window. It's either you're setting the precedents with the age profile and the outgoings and the wages, but you have to give to get, Mick. You know what I mean? And the biggest problem is we lose two of our best defenders, our best defender and our best prospect coming up from the academy so far, right? We don't have anyone to replace them. Will Fish
It's
is
I'm,
nowhere near the level of Kwambala,
but I think
right?
it's coming. I think it's
And
coming.
I,
It's
I
just
mean, I do
basically.
believe, like some of the guys in the chat saying, I believe that we will sign three or four more players. I believe this, but
I even say people saying, "Well, I don't believe we're going to sign more players." It's ridiculous. We are definitely going to sign more players, but I'm trying to sort of to educate people to tell, like, you got to look at the 360, the whole situation, right? And what I'm trying to say at the end of in the end of the window, you're going to assess everything. How did we go? Uh, for me, it was always get the salary budget out. And I understood that they want to do, Varane's, renewal. Like, they didn't want to pay he was the most expensive player. So that makes sense to get rid of him. You want to get something younger in, something they can build on. Like, is Varane a building block for the future? No, he's aging. Is Casemiro the one you can build on for the future? No, he's aging, right? How much salary does he have? So at the end of the day, what I want us to say, like, guys, just be patient. Everything's going to solve. I know it's boring, but I think we will get movements 100%, right? In the
100%.
midfield, Ugarte will most likely come. They're not backing away. I don't see any other reports. And as soon as, just want to bring this to the discussion table, as soon as this Ornstein tweet came out, all these bloody journalists circulating and starting doing lazy journalism, just putting names out there. United interest in this, Zubamendi, the interest in that, Sunday Burger, Sunday this, Sunday this. Well, is it the case, or is it just United sort of putting it out there to pressure PSG hand because they know Ugarte is the number one target for that position, right?
I mean,
So
I feel
you got to
I
look at it
feel
that way.
I looking at it like this, right? If all the reputable tier one journalists, including Pletty Goal, including Christian Falk and Fabrizio as well, tweeted the same thing as Ornstein, I would have been more worried. In this
Yeah.
moment, I'm just looking at it like it could be
Why is
true.
Fabrizio quiet? Why is Fabrizio quiet?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fabrizio has said nothing
There's
on
not
Ugarte,
something, nothing.
and
Yeah.
he's doubled down that we are getting Dillit and Masraoui. And while Masraoui might not be my top target, at least we get in the lit. I am happy. Honest. Like I
But
just want.
Mazarawi is
I,
freaking better than dumb fries. He's a smart fries.
I mean, they're both fries at the end of the day, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
They will
One
fry.
might be
Yeah.
dumb fries, one might be light fries, but at the end of the day, they're both fries. At the same
They will
time,
fry. They
yeah,
will
yeah.
fry the wing.
A
Yeah.
side order of fries, bro, is whether one
Yeah.
is wedges or one curly. That's just they're both fries. But
Curly
but the
fries.
lip to me is a proper class center back.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I
is.
mean? I think he's had a hard, a tough year this year. Although he played 37 games for Bayern Munich this season, people think that he has been left out because, he wasn't good enough. I think it's mostly because of Thomas Tuchel's
Have
style, not wanting to use him because they had a disagreement early on in the season. But at the
have
same
you
time,
Yeah. Have you
I'm
considered
positive.
that? Yeah. Have you considered that the Licht is the marquee signing?
Actually, Actually,
He
I
is.
actually, I have to admit and hold my hands up. I thought that Joao Neves was our marquee signing this summer.
No, I mean,
You know what I
think
mean?
about it.
So
Think about it. The partnership defense. You know, the most important thing in football to have a solid back line, right? So the Licht is the missing puzzle that is can come in and play in partnership with Licha, right? The stable one. Leny Yoro was the number three that can deputize on both sides. Like Leny Yoro was never recruited to play in week out. That was the Licht, right? So That's what I see. He's the marquee signing that they're waiting for, and I think they're confident. They are confident going to get over the line. Fabrizio Romano said he's confident. There's a feeling everyone is confident. Both Maserati, and the league will happen. So
Yeah.
we got to get over the line.
Yeah, but this is the only thing that kind of query, just like what Stephanie saying there. Priority last summer was a center forward. We signed Mason Mount. Priority this window was a CDM. We signed Xerxes first. I mean,
No, no,
I think that was basically due to the fact that opportunities
opportunity
presented
was there.
itself,
Yeah,
so it
yeah,
was there, and we did the deal. I
yeah.
just think that and sometimes an opportunity might present itself. It might not be the time to take
Yeah,
the opportunity
and also
at the
last year we
same
didn't
time.
have, and last year we didn't have these people in that we have now. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's you don't go in chronological order. Like it happened to be that Xerxes was a quick deal to be made. It happened to be that we're looking for a centre back. Ideally you were looking at centre back build from the back and go centre forward. But if the opportunity presents itself early in the window, it's a bargain price. You go in and sign that 100% because solves the problem, right? Next thing we knew, we put in for a centre back, and now we are chasing other targets like midfield and another centre back. And I don't think we're going to sign anything more like it in terms of wingers. So forget about wing links. So for me, it's just centre back, a midfield, and potentially, I don't know. I don't know even if we're going to sign a left back anymore because I think they're looking at Harry Amos and Murray.
Yeah. I've been
Yeah,
hearing a lot of reports that those two youngsters will be taking up a bit of the burden while Luke Shaw,
yeah,
comes in and out, as probably the steadfast left back until Malacia is fit. That's interesting for me. I like that idea, as
I
well
like
as they
it.
promoted Ethan
Yeah,
Weekly to be our backup fourth string striker. I think that's going to be good. I
yeah.
think also Toby Collier being given squad rotational minutes, important squad rotational
Yeah.
minutes this summer was
Oh,
also a brilliant
he's a
masterstroke.
monster.
And
Yeah,
Maxi
yeah,
Oyedele is very, very fortunate. Some good performances this preseason, and I have to say, fortunate because this preseason he kind of found himself in a way because
yeah,
he's been performing really well for the under 18s, but there have been some games where frustration gets the better of him, and he does
yeah.
have end up having a bad game. But he's
Elite.
found himself, and he's going to be given a chance.
Yeah,
I think
true,
he's going to be
true.
given a chance this season, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
Yeah, Elite Bowler, big up to you. Sanderberg would be a useful addition to the team and more intelligent Scott McTominay. 100%. Anything above Scott McTominay is an upgrade. Like I don't mind Scott McTominay coming in off the bench, but at the end of the day, you're blocking the kids to come in, and it's time to. You're not going to win us title. So yeah, I agree with you. Sanderberg is much better. Anything that we get above Scott McTominay is better than upgrade. So yeah, listen,
Yeah,
it's
hundred
time to move
percent.
on from the McFred situation. It's time to break free the Chuckle brothers, which is Maguire and Lindelof. Like it
Hundred
is about
percent.
time. They've been marriage for like ever since Jose Mourinho. It's time to break it up.
You gotta break that party up, bro.
Yeah,
Put some in jail, put some in the madhouse. Some of them are going to rehab. Yeah, but whatever we do, we gotta break that party up. You know what I mean? Wizard coming in with a big point here, and this is one of the saving graces, and this is one thing that I would say fans need to pay attention to. ETH's strength is in coaching youngsters. His this is his ultimate fast track for many young kids, as you can and keep your job 100%. And we're going to see a lot of these youngsters be promoted this summer. We will see a lot of them being
yeah,
featured this season. As Rasmus Højlund is a youngster, Garnacho is a youngster, Kobe Menu, you have the likes of Collier. There's going to be a major shift in United. I don't think we will have a bad season, guys. This is me generally being honest. I'm not trying to hype anyone. I think we'll have a better season than last season. It's just
yeah.
looking very bleak at the moment. It's looking very
No, no,
unexpected,
but
to say the truth.
what it is the media spin. Like clubs are utilizing journalists to spin the stories out to say we're walking away from Scott McTominay, we're walking away from similar what we are doing as well. Basically, they're looking for a bargain price. They're forcing the hand. So, guys, just keep that in mind as well. Like agents utilize and club utilize press journalists to put shit out there. Hey, we don't want to pay 25 million. We want to have a bargain price for Scott McTominay. 20 million, take it or leave it. Yeah. So this is how they're utilizing. But you just gotta see through the cracks and just stay there. Yeah.
Get yours too, guys. You know what I mean? The
No,
the
it's
M
I
the
haven't
MUFC Realist cap. It's really nice. I don't have one
you
yet,
like
but I
it?
will be getting one very soon.
My apologies. I've been the store was supposed to go up ages ago, but I haven't had time, right? It's been, you know, I'm super busy. So yeah, it's on its way, and there's new exciting stuff coming. We are starting to work with Optastats as well for the website. So yeah, we're gonna have all the heat maps and everything eventually, like So
Yeah,
it's going to be very exciting, and we're going to have push notifications so you can become a member on the website, and you will have when the lineup comes out and everything. It's like an internet cafe, match day cafe. So yeah,
big up to Mental Ball Game. I'm 30 subs away from 700, guys. Smash those
700
likes
mark,
and subscribe. Huh?
30 subs from 700 mark. Wow,
Yeah. I'm pushing a decent sub count at the moment. I'm trying
you
to
need
get to
1,000.
1K by next week Saturday, guys. So come on,
Yeah.
guys, help me out. Smash those likes and
Oh,
subscribe. Share the channel around. It does really help the channel grow. Early likes count. Every like you smash suggests the channel to our next possible
yeah.
viewer. So if you guys would be so kind, get us to 50 likes this morning. If you're watching on MUFC Release TV, get us to 100 likes. I think there's
Mm,
200 of you watching live on different platforms and between both channels. So guys, don't please smash those likes, guys. Help us grow.
yeah. Help us grow. A little bit tired today, Mark. I was out in Cafe Del Mar here in local DJing, like with DJ Maria as well. So a little bit lack of sleep, but I came in here late. So usually I call Mark late, but I was late. Sorry, me pardon.
Usually he's early and I'm the one late all the time in the
Yeah,
morning, you know what I mean? But
it was
this
fun.
morning I was on time.
Yeah,
So big up to you guys coming in. This has been the update from us to you this morning, guys. Well, let's go a quick recap of what we spoke about and then we will be off. The recap is, wages are currently the hold up between the deals for Victor Lindelof as well as Wan Bissaka possibly making their moves to both West Ham and Fenerbahce. Wan Bissaka is demanding his final year be paid off in the sum of £2.5 million. Victor Lindelof is demanding a similar fee for his wages because he's been being handsomely paid so far. Guys, there's also some news coming in about Man United is still in the running and very confident to sign Matthijs de Ligt as well as Nusa Mazraoui. So,
yeah, it's
guys, I
gonna
would
happen.
pay attention to the airwaves. It's going to be coming out shortly on that one. I expect us to do this deal as Eric Ten Hag has been saying that he needs these players to be here. He's 9 days away from the season and it cannot be beginning like this. There's also some reports coming in that we are interested in Nicolas Gonzalez as a possible option to replace Jadon Sancho or Anthony if they both were to leave in this window or either one were to go. There has been reports that Al Nassr might be interested in Anthony for £35 million. Let's see how that progresses. Jadon Sancho is seeing interest from PSG. No official bid has been made yet. But you know what? It's possible that he might be here or he might be moving on. Manuel Ugarte, there has been no updates. Of course, Ornstein has reported that we are tending to move away to options like FOFANA, who we've sent a package to, who should have been an AC Milan player but has slowed down negotiations because of the interest of Man United. Let's see if there's agreement in personal terms to follow with that player. There's also a bids launch for Sander Berger. In personal terms, he's said to be excited about possibly receiving somewhere in the region of 70 to 100k per week. I think that's untenable, but it might be an option. Let's see how it goes. At the same time, Sofian Amrabat
There's
has been told
Amrabat.
to wait. And
Yeah,
I did not talk much about Amrabat, guys, but we already know what's the definite situation with Amrabat. He's going to come in on the final day of the window. I'm not even going to talk about him again because this is my intention. I think this is what's going to happen with the club.
yeah.
They're going to bring him in regardless of what happens on a loan on the final day of the window.
Yeah,
So
you got to
let's
bring in a lot of players at the final window, and you got to have squad depth. And him on the loan again, and you get Ugarte on a loan that doesn't cost you anything, and then you can focus to put your. Maybe they will buy a Sunderberg if they get Ugarte on the loan. Maybe you're
maybe,
just looking for squad depth. That's the thing. You don't know.
yeah,
So there's a lot of movements, like a lot of balls in the air at the same time. We're juggling, and it's bloody difficult to keep track of everything, isn't it, Mark?
yeah. Last but not least, guys, United have been reported to be making a tentative bid in the region of £40 million for Frankie De Jong, guys. So
Yeah,
I know we spoke
yeah.
about this
I
last
knew it
night.
was coming.
This deal is real. This is
Yeah,
very,
it
very
is.
real, guys. Everyone is reporting that United have made the call. The tentative fee they have in mind is between 35 to £40 million. We already know that he's on an explosive contract of 600 plus seven. I think it's actually 720,
But what people are
727,000 K per
missing,
week. But
no,
that's a duplicate salary because
yes,
he was
exactly.
not paid in
Deferred wages.
2021 due to
Yeah,
COVID. So they have double his salary per week in order to kind of pay him off.
compensate
So
that.
to
Yeah.
compensate him. So in actuality, it might be something in the region of 250
Okay.
to 300K per week. Let's see how it
Okay.
goes.
Stop there for a moment. Frankie De Jong to Manchester United. Nobody would say no to that. Everyone has got like, oh no, he's not. That's not the story. Look, this guy knows Ten Hag. Then this guy can make a difference in the squad. I mean, he's a fantastic player. With the ball on his feet, ball distribution, break up a play as well. I wouldn't say no if you get him for that cheap price, and if it's accept under 20K a week. Would you say no?
Yeah, I mean, no, I wouldn't say. I'm being honest. I wouldn't say no to that. You know what I mean? Because I
No,
know Frankie De Jong would
he will
actually improve
cook.
us. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? At the same time, I think you know I think in the way a lot of the fans think, you know what I mean, in some ways, because I feel like they are a lot of the fans are disappointed of the refusal. They're not clear on why he refused United. Some
Yeah.
fans think he didn't want to come. I think I have been convinced that if was paid his 18 million pounds by Barcelona, he would have come to United since 2 years ago. But other fans disagree. So for me,
Yeah.
if we get him at 35 million, I would take him. I would do the
Yeah, yeah,
deal.
yeah,
You
hundred
know what I
percent. I
mean?
mean, it's an upgrade on Mac sauce. So this Dijon mustard, right? There's a mustard called Dijon, yeah, Dijon mustard, Mac
Yeah.
sauce. Yeah, 100%. No, I don't really care what the club is doing. Get the players in that Ten Hag wants, and the club has identified, and off we go. Like kick off the season. We know that Ten Hag, he knows that he was trying to build the perfect midfield regarding with the CDM like Frankie De Jong. He's
Mm.
looking for that type. So now, if he's available, what the hell do you think they're gonna do? They
They're
never
gonna get.
stepped away from it.
I
They
don't
always
think so
got him over
either.
the line.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's gonna be interesting, Mick. There's a lots of reports coming in right now. Don't forget, there's also some reports about a young striker that possibly might come in. I know Borussia Dortmund has been negotiating terms with Max Bayer, but United are there. United have had sent discussions to Max Bayer and his agent, and they are listening to see what the perspective of the deal might be done. So they might hop in for a late hijack. And there's some reports that Hoffenheim might be interested in Hannibal Mejbri, so you never know what could be happening there. There's also some recent reports on Dan Gore Jr. He has been starting his rehabilitation. He will not be able to go on loan because of the length of his rehabilitation timing. So he will be also featured, given a few minutes here and there, maybe in the Carabao Cup this season, and will be also featuring in the under 21s to get him back to game match fitness so he can possibly finish off the season with a
Yo,
loan in
yo.
January.
All right then. We're playing football Saturday. We're playing Community Shield. City. Jared Gillette, the best referee you can get, has been replaced for injured John Brooks as a referee. You remember Jared Gillette?
Actually, I
The-
think
oh,
that's
that's
been changed
Australian.
again this morning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Australian, he's been replaced. They only announced him yesterday.
No, Jared Gillette replaces injury John Brooks as a referee for Community Shield.
Yeah,
Jared
I like
Gillette,
that Australian
Australian.
referee. I like that
You kidding
Australian
me?
referee.
He done us dirty in last time. We called
No,
him. We
this is
called
his
him
first
out.
season in the Premier League, Mick. He's
No,
just been
no, no, no,
appointed.
no, 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 no,
He's
no, no,
never
no.
he's a brand new referee, Mick.
He played brand new.
Yeah,
End of the
this new.
season, he
No,
judged.
no, no,
He
no, no.
judged us.
This referee, Mick.
No, I remember
He
this. We
just been
made we
hired. I
made
think
a
you're talking
joke.
about another referee because this is his first season
Gillette.
as a referee in the Premier League.
Okay, check it out. Jared
I
Gillette.
did
He's
the story
Australian.
yesterday. I talked about it yesterday.
He
New
done us
referee
dirty,
appointed for the
guys.
Community Shield. You know what I mean? He's a brand new
He
referee. Australian referee
yeah,
Jared
but
Gillett will take charge of Saturday's
listen.
Community Shield.
Yeah, but he did Premier League at the end of the season, and he ruled Manchester United, and he was absolutely a cunt, to be honest, in his referee decision. And there I remember Gerard Gillette, the best a man can get. Like, and I was singing this, the best referee. He was a shambles, right?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't think it was him because I think what they've said in this story is that he's just been hired to the Premier League this season. It's going to be his first game. So I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong on that, but that was the report that I read yesterday. It said that this was his first game because he's a newly
Anyway.
appointed referee.
All right,
So,
so we need to have better referees, and in the Premier League as well. Are we going to see the new offside, semi-offside?
well, yeah, we're seeing semi-automated offside. It should be starting with the Community Shield. I
Cool.
think they're gonna give it a test run. Yeah, his name is not Gillette. It's Gallet.
Gillette. I read it Gillette. 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 A best a man can get. The
Oh
best referee
man.
can get.
Oh
No.
man. Yo, big up to Elite Baller coming in. The biggest issue with those two players that you would like to see coming in, one has a 90 million release clause, and the moment United made a bid for $23 million for Kadioglu, I think Galatasaray said to us that we need to pay them 35 million.
All right.
So I don't
Listen,
think we're
time to
going to be
close the
doing those
shop, Mark.
deals.
Big up Elite Baller. Big up everyone that's coming in. Kirby Nixon, Stephanie Griffith, and there's just circulating news. But certainly the thing, what I believe, is that De Ligt and Mazarawi will become United players within the next couple of days. 100%, I believe. Now, I don't really care about the Community Shield, to be honest. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to be home. First game I missed because I'm invited for a birthday party. So you guys gonna do the watch along. But what do you think about City? Like, they're also in the mud at the moment. They haven't really bought anyone, right?
They haven't really bought anyone, but they are the defending champions, so I expect them to be strong. At the same time, they've
They're
lost to
looking for
us last
revenge.
season. They're looking for revenge.
I
And I
believe that.
think arrested Bruno Fernandes is going to be the trademark. You know what I mean? I think arrested Bruno Fernandes is going to be doing a very, very good job for us in this
Yeah.
a Kobe Mainu coming back. And I
Xerxes
think
will be
Zirkzee
starting. Yeah.
is going to be starting, and I think he's going to provide the X factor. I think he's going to start off his campaign hitting the ground running. I think he's going to
Scoring.
score and have an assist in the game. So that's just my opinion, guys. I know there's a lot of possibilities. We could lose, we could win. I'm going for a United win, as of course. At the same time, thank you so much for about that. You know what I mean?
2-1 United for me.
I'm thinking more of a 3-2 situation. I think we're going to be probably 2-1 up. They were going to equalize, and late, we're going to win it, the Bruno goal. So maybe it
Yeah.
happens like that. Maybe it's a 2-1 on your side. Chat, let us know what you're thinking. Who do you think is going to win the new game? Let's know. Let's know in the comments. And guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's a pleasure to always bring to you the news, and it's our pleasure to be here and interact with all of you
Discussing the news as well.
discussing the news.
Yeah.
And, it's always good to interact with you guys. You guys are truly the legends that keep us going. Big up to all of you coming in. Kobe Nixon, Tommy Boyle, Wizard, of course, the MVP, Stephanie Griffith, Elite Baller, Compost Smurf, Blitz Extreme. Big up to you, Broski. Al Mac coming in the house. Wizard, Gary C. You know what I mean, guys? It's going to be very interesting going forward. Mental ball game was here. Mark Davies as well. I've seen a lot of you guys in the chat this morning, including
Mm.
Sanjay Ramuta, as well as the likes of Yali Malmin, Kenny Fan TV, Okasun Sheriff was here as well. Stephen Lynch was also in the building. Big up to all of you coming in. Niall Snedden, big up to you, broski. Hopefully I didn't crucify your name, bro. Like,
Yeah, everyone, thank you so much.
big up to you
And if
guys.
if we didn't wake you up, this will wake you up 100%.
Big up to Barman, Stuart Wally as well as Nicholas Bell. And big up to you guys. Big up to all of you coming in. You know what I mean? I can't not say hey to you guys, Randy Danster as well. Guys, have a great day. Joe Blackman, you smash
Yo,
the
black
likes,
man.
share it
Yo,
around, subscribe.
smash
We
the
will
like.
be back later on. You know what I mean? We got the midday update. I hopefully Mick will be here. If not, you will have me. I
Yeah.
might have a guest if Mick is not here. Let's see how that goes. And guys, there's going to be the match preview coming up, for the Community Shield tomorrow, guys. So, stay tuned for that. And, who knows? We might be hearing a here we go today or tomorrow. It could be a double or it could be a triple. Big up to
Did
you
you
guys for joining us. Hope you have a great day. Thank you to the gaffer Mick for popping in. We needed some of his positivity. I was in kind of a adverse mood this morning with the situation of the transfers.
did you take a breath in that 3 minute rant or
Yeah, I
closing
did.
statement?
I
I was
breathed
trying
through my
to.
nose as well.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Mark is it's like what? That was a long sentence. Anyway, drop a like and, as per usual, support Mark. Let him get up to 1,000 subscribers, and you know what to do. Peace, love, go bananas. This has been Mick Ruby, Mark Nurse, the M&Ms having our say. Hopefully, we made you a better day. Yeah. Bye for now.
Catch you guys later. It's been your boy Mick Ruby and Mark and MUFC fan. To those of you on MUFC Realist and Mark and MUFC fan channel, big up to all of you. Thank you again. You guys are truly the legends. We will see you all later on, and hopefully we'll have better news for you. Have fun.
Bye.
Have a safe day, guys. You know what I mean? Bless up to everyone coming in.
Peace.